engathi ingane ezozotha lana kanti uyingane engakhuzeki ngoba wena uzenzela into oyithandayo.
You do what you like. And Dumbring. Dumbring does not work like that. So basically, you're wondering what's going on. You guys remember Gogo Nene. Gogo Nene is the lady that came out and she rebuked Gogo Mawini. The video went viral. It was everywhere. And so I saw a video just recently, I think about yesterday, if not so, where she is calling out Gogo Skhotheni. And I don't know, it looks like it's her YouTube channel or something. So that's the source of this video. And I wanted us to listen to it because it's quite interesting for me that there is a lot of people who spend a lot of effort trying to dismiss the contradictions between Dumbring people and Christian people. So there are Christians that have this idea in their head, the same way in Islam. There are people that portray what is known as Wahhabi Islam. And Islam, that's peaceful. It's just all peaceful. There's no conflict. And then also there are people who are in Christianity who are under the delusion of all peace. What are you talking about? These things doesn't work. And so this helps you see that there's a conflict. There is Ndumbring that does not go with other forms of Ndumbring. The Bible says, a kingdom divided apart against itself shall not stand. And the idea of a kingdom that doesn't stand, it doesn't mean division. It doesn't mean that division is not good. Division is good, but we must know that there is a division. You are delusional if you think that there isn't a division. I'm talking about this because there's also a show that's going to come very soon. I'll let you when it comes out, where I appear, where that's going to happen, where they are trying to portray an idea of there not being any form of idea of conflict in amongst Ndumbring people. It's the Actuality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time over here, do be sure to check out the other videos that are down in the pin comment, and I'm gonna see you over there. So let's go back to that video that I was playing you. Now, I want to just state something here. The video, this particular video here, this is where Skhotheni actually comes in and they are having a rebuttal between the two of them and stuff like that. But there is actually another person who had come in a little bit earlier on. And I wanted to go to that part first because I think it's quite telling. Another elderly person came in and had something to say herself. I'm starting to just see a person without discipline, a Sangoma without discipline.
It's not about her. The main person or cause all this thing,
so she's the reason we are here. These other people that are saying it's not about her, they need to understand we are here because of these people. She's the reason I'm online right now. She's the reason why I'm on TikTok.
Because uyazi lo mntwana mawuthi uyibheka kahle into yakhe niyamkhumbula naku wakhe isigodlo usakha kuphi Harry Smith balamarondo ngaza mangaphi etuzowakha. If you can go and see that place, is so miserable.
Okay, so she starts stating some of the things. So as I told you where the videos are and all those type of things, and so there are people that they are elders in Dumbring who are having issues with all these things that these people, all these so-called Sangomas are portraying. And so they have issues with some of these things. And so the idea or the delusion or illusion that there is no conflict over them, it's far from it. So even Ndumbring has people that don't agree with what's been portrayed as Ndumbring. Just so that we are clear. Now, I say that so that when we talk about Christianity, it's the same. The question is, how do you define a gift from God? How do you define a gift from God? Because either a false prophet, you're going to know him by what the true doctrine looks like. The same way in all other faiths, there is other things that you must have things by which you define a real and a fake. And I'll give you another example. In the sneaker world, like people that love sneakers and shoes and stuff, there are certain things they know a fake from a real, either from the way the lines are made or from the colors of the lines and the color shade, the shade of color in the original and all that kind of stuff. And also the padding under the inside the shoe and the way the shoes is put up or put together, betterly put. And so there are certain markers that they use to determine whether something is real or fake when they are assessing a fake shoe or a real shoe. The same way in doctrine, you have to know what the right is in order to know what the wrong is. But this delusion that there is no conflict, it doesn't even open for that discussion. Now, this takes us straight to that debate that Gogo Nene was having with Skhotheni on the live.
There's a traditional council that takes care of people like you, that brings people to order, that brings people to discipline.
Let me correct you, Sam.
I'm sure we will touch them.
What is this square, guys? I have questions.
Okay,
that's what you are.
Let me tell you this. I'm coming here because of I'm being saying I always respect everybody. I did not get where I am discrediting somebody else.
There you go. Contradiction of no conflict. You hear it? I'm a peaceful person. I didn't get here by.
Keep out of your mouth. Then you get what is on the public platform? It's on the public. It's on the public platform. But when concentrate on your work. Concentrate on what you do.
That is why I'm supposed to have a voice. Is experience. Is wisdom. Is confidence. Is knowledge. Yes, right. So you cannot tell me when do I speak and when do I not speak. I'm giving you the platform because I thought you had something to say, but all you have to say here is just that you are young, I must stay on my lane, and
it's because you do not want to understand what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you, I do not mind what you say about me. I said that to you. And when I would be looking at me, it's okay, it's okay, I'm on the public platform, whatever you want. But I was just telling you, Guti, baby, that's it.
What did you mean when you said in all your time ektwaseni awukaze wena ushabe? Washo njalo wena once.
Utitekile, awufundi kahle. Yazwenza nisithandwa. Let me correct you, mama. Yazwenza inkinga yakho ubhekela ama short clip. Awulaleli. Go to my live videos. Mina ngathi kuwe ever futhi ayikuwe balandeli bami engibathanda isithanda nayo sinabo ngathi kubona ever since ngithwasile ngaze kuhlabe, meaning after intwaso yami bengakaze ngihlabe. By that time I did that video. Ngithwase intwaso yami imbuzi nemvu, ngithwasa umsuthu, ngithwasa umndangu, ngithwasa umnguni.
Okay, everything it goes all right, I misunderstood that thing. All right.
So basically the debate here is that your description or your definition of having gone through the ritualisms coming into Ndumbring, it doesn't match how it's supposed to be. You know, that's the debate here. How did you come in without actually going to commit the other parts of the Ndumbring according to what she's asking? How did you go through? And so the same way I was saying, understanding that there's a conflict, it helps define what is the teaching around it. So that means there is a dogma, there is a doctrine. Ndumbring has its own doctrine as well. The same way the church has its doctrine. We use that doctrine in order to determine what is right and what is wrong. The people that are a problem for me are people that keep portraying the idea of no conflict. The people that try to portray everything, it's just unity. We are all just hunky-dory. We're just, no, it's not. There is a contradiction in teaching. Okay? Even Ndumbring people, they have to be debating your form of Ndumbing is not, it's not Ndumbing itself. Your Ndumbing is not Ndumbing. They have to, I think I must stop using the word Ndumbing because it distracts me. Basalan, let's be very clear. Understanding what teaching others give, it tells you whether that teaching complies with what you believe. And if you see in a church what a Sangoma does, you are not in a church. If you see a Sangoma, what you see in a church, you have to ask, is this still a church? Doctrine matters. What people teach matters because it will tell you whether the grounding thereof is of a true nature. That's why they have this debate that they're having here. So explain, she says, how do you twasisa 20s thingy at the same time?
Amathwasa 10, 15, 20. Njobe bulalana wodwa nje uwathwasisa ini?
Babulale benzeni. That's a statement to me. Ungakhuluma umuntu ongayazi alikho ithwasa lamelapha mina. Uyabona ukuthi you are delusion, you are obsessed with me because ukhuluma nento engekho manje.
So her twasanas, the people that twasad there, they are fighting each other online. So what did you make them twasa since they are online just fighting? What did they learn?
Sometime a video I saw some time ago, kwebhana amathwasa waze wawaxosha ekhaya. Wenzani amathwasa u20 wena? Wenzani amathwasa u20?
Uzofa umuntu.
Uyalazi ithwasa lilodwa ukuthi lisetshenzwa kanjani lilodwa.
So do you know the difficulty of working through one twasa that you have 20 at the same time? So again, it goes to the teachings in-house, the in-house teaching of Ndumbring. Okay? The same way, they have criteria to say there is a diligence to taking someone through their rituals while they are Ndumberizations and whatnot and doing whatnot and tongaring and what. The same way they have ideals. You see what she just presented. There's a difficulty to taking a person diligent through. That's how she's describing it. Right? Every single dogma, every single belief system has that. And in that, you help swift out the Charlies, basically. That's the thing that's most important. Now, me, I'm a church person. Right? Yeah, the church person. So the most critical thing here is to show the idea and delusions of no conflict are a delusion. That's just what they are. They're a delusion. There are people that want to believe that, or there are people that have convinced themselves that, but they don't realize that the delusion only exists in their head or in their mind. The idea that there is no conflict. The idea, oh no, there's no conflict at all. We don't know what you're talking about. All Sangoma ring, it's one Sangoma ring. No, it's not the case. Because if there is a core dogma, if there's a core teaching around how you are mentoring a person into whatever, if it deviates, it therefore implies that there is, I don't know if you get me, but if you don't get me, maybe every single teaching, every single dogma teaching, it has a format by which it must be conducted. Church has teaching, alignment, whatnot, by which we know. That's why the Bible says line upon line, teaching upon line upon line, precept upon precept. So basically, if a person is not dealing with the Bible from a line upon line perspective, they will come into error. Because by that, they will fall into a delusion of one idea or the other without acknowledging the rest of the doctrine. I thought this was quite an interesting one. That, you see, there's conflict, and you can see one says this is the standard by which this should be done. One says this is the standard by which this should be done. If that exists even for people that are there in Dumbring, in the shrines and things, what about church? That's why the Bible says God is not a God of confusion. He's a God of clarity. God gives principles by which we live, and we formulate our community, or we bring our community together. And that, by community, I'm not talking about the Ikaslako. By community, I mean the church community. The church community is in one because we have one ideal of doctrine. When it deviates anywhere, it's not Christian. When we say a church is a cult, that's what we are defining. There is principles by which we live. What you are hearing is no longer that. That's what we are describing. People that are in delusion. The Bible says, I would have rather you were either hot or cold. This is in Revelation. He says, because you are in between, you are lukewarm. He calls them lukewarm because they're in between teaching, in between doctrine, in between practicing and not practicing. They are in between. And he says, no. So that's why I wanted to show this year, this particular video, is that the idea of no conflict. Because if the idea that if there is a hot and a cold, you are either hot or you are cold. And if you are cold, the hot ones are your problem. If you are hot, the cold ones are your problem. Because the cold ones show those that are not practicing. He said that this one, how is this Christian? How is this person portraying the disciples' route? The idea of no conflict. It's the devil's confusion. The idea of no conflict is what lends the Antichrist here. And he causes all religions to merge into one. Why? No conflict. When you hear a person try to portray an idea of no conflict, you must know that that person they are softly moving towards the Antichrist. There are Christians who are like that. You are delusional. Let me be honest with you. A Christian who believes that you are a baby, you are still a baby, you are far from growth because you are delusional in what you think right and wrong is. If there is a right doesn't stand with wrong. And those that are wrong will never be in agreement with those that are right. Because why? You are living contradiction to what they are. The idea of no conflict. Even Jesus said, don't think I have not brought about conflict. That a father will be against his son and a son against his father. What is that? Conflict. So you who keeps believing this delusion of a Christianity where there is no conflict, you have believed a lie. That's exactly the doctrine of the Antichrist, because that doctrine allows you to merge and unite ecumenicalism. That's what it is. It's people that are lukewarm. It's people that are just okay being in the middle. Be careful of that stuff. It's okay. I'll see you later.